What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, man? You thought that I would have a live like that and not come back for more? I just couldn't keep my guy on all night long, man. You know how I roll. You know I could do this for hours and hours and hours. I appreciate him coming on board tonight, man. I hope we get a nice packed up room, continuing the fun, man. But I'm gonna wait around for a few minutes. Let's go, people, man. We got the chat on the board right here. We didn't have it on the board in the last one, so I apologize if folks didn't know what other folks were talking about. But that really wasn't one for me to be engaging in comments and stuff like that. That's for y'all to chop it up in chat. I'm glad it was kept civilized. I don't know how much he read off of the chat. I saw some stuff wasn't all that pleasant, but for the most part, it was all okay. But let me tell you something, that was an enjoyable experience. I always find that people who are able to speak with each other can be professional and be polite and respectful, and there doesn't have to be all types of discomfort and nastiness in conversations, because you know what, we're all adults here, and we're all able to differentiate from what goes on in the sport and what goes on with real life, man. I appreciate everyone jumping on board. That Lester, Tina, thanks for jumping on board. I'm gonna wait for some more people to jump on board here. We got 15 people between the two rooms right now. We got Indiana Fever Unfiltered and Come On Now the podcast. I included Washington Mystics Unfiltered for that show, because I knew we'd be talking some more WNBA stuff, not just Indiana stuff. So I wanted to open it up to everybody, and have it there for all platforms to see, man. But no, that was fun, man. I do appreciate Grant coming on board, and I give him an opportunity to speak, man. Look, end of the day, we all have opinions. Everyone's got a differing one. We all can make mistakes in the way we say things. I've made plenty of mistakes in the way I have said things in the past. Definitely, there are things that I wish I could have said differently throughout my life, and I'm almost 50, so I mean, I have no doubt after Grant saw what was said about him, including from people like myself and Ben and Rhodes and so forth, and all that stuff, and then all the comments, the nastiness. I mean, I think it's very sickening that he would receive a death threat or two death threats via email today. That's just completely sad and sick, and I don't think anyone should ever have to go through that, because I have certainly experienced similar threats from podcasts in this space, and it's not fun to deal with that, because again, you don't know how unhinged folks might be. But I think he got a little experience as well with just how unhinged folks might actually be, because you don't know what you can take seriously and what you don't take seriously. You don't know. You'll never know, and that's why you got to be so very careful in the things that you say when it comes to, the appearance of condoning what Tiffany Hayes was co-signing. And he obviously, clarified that and said that's not what he meant, and so forth. And I don't disagree with him. I do think that the fact that players might interact with fans on social media could be a good thing. I think it could be a good thing. I also think it could be a bad thing, because the WNBA players are a little bit tough when it comes to sanity, and then they're just different. So that's why I think there's hit and miss, because maybe Tiffany Hayes at first thought that Discord was okay and not a big deal, but then guess what then happened? What then happened was a crazy person made a threat on Caitlin Clark's life. I mean, that's what that threat was. That was a threat on her life, and you don't know if that's legitimate or not. And you can't just say, "Oh, that's real." That's just not acceptable. And the WNBA should do something about it. They're not gonna, but they should. They should. I did learn a lot about Grant tonight. I didn't know he covered the Fever. I had no idea. I thought he covered teams. I thought he covered this general WNBA. So that's interesting to learn. That he covers the Fever actually specifically. That's That's interesting. I'm glad to have learned that. That's something that I did not know. I'm looking at some of the stuff that he has right now on his SI page, and yeah, I mean, I definitely want to find the articles on the GM stuff and the ESPN list and stuff like that. And I'll tell you what, he did say one thing that was kind of wild to me, and it's not out of pocket or not crazy, but the fact that you can possibly think that there's even the inkling that one can think that these media members on ESPN are creating a list to get clicks is sick. It's sick. Like, how in the world? And that's where that's why I constantly was asking about WNBA media, because they're cheerleaders. I'm gonna stand on that belief. I think a lot of the WNBA media are cheerleaders, and he confirmed it when he sits here and tells you that the PR person for the Indiana Fever is picking and choosing who can ask a question, and this guy doesn't get to ask a question. That's wild. I understand there's time constraints. 3.5 minutes is not a time constraint. I don't care where you're playing. I've sat in a damn press conference with Mario Cristobal with the Miami Hurricanes for 15 minutes after a loss last year. Like it's a lot easier to sit in there after a win. I was in there after they lost to Louisville. That was not pleasant. And he wasn't just lobbed a whole bunch of softballs. He was asked real questions by real media. So when you hear that type of thing pop and you're saying, oh, well, they're not picking on everybody. They're picking on 4 people that they're comfortable with and wrapping the interview up. Well, that kind of realistically validates everything that we think. That validates everything that we think. So you're not crazy. I'm not crazy. A lot of these media members are abso-freaking-lutely puppeted. They're puppets. They're puppets. Like, that's nuts. They are puppets. They're not asking real questions. The ones that might ask the real questions, they're not getting chosen to ask real questions. That's why I asked him, you cover the New York Yankees. Aaron Boone, that guy gets peppered. New York City. So I know what gets asked in press conferences. I know what coaches have to deal with and the shit that's going to come their way. Gil, I don't know what question that you're talking about. I asked a million questions. You kept posting that and didn't say what question it was. So you kept on saying that. I don't even know what question you're referring to. He answered a lot of questions. If he didn't answer 1 or 2 of them, I'm not losing sleep over it. So what question was it that he didn't answer in your opinion? I asked a lot of questions. But yeah, so I mean he can sit here and tell you and he knows that there is a certain level of shitty questioning that goes on in WNBA stuff. There definitely is. There definitely is. And I think you got to give somebody credit for jumping on board there, man. It's not easy to do what he just did. He didn't know what to expect because we didn't even speak about it. We literally did not speak about it. Let me see something here. What the hell? Oh, I gotta get rid of this song now. This song doesn't work. Shit. Oh my goodness. Oh, I gotta change this song that I just put in. This song doesn't work, man. Damn. But no, I give him a lot of credit for jumping on board and subjecting himself to that. That takes fucking balls. He didn't have to do that. He definitely didn't have to do that. So I'm gonna give the man credit, man. That absolutely giving him credit for that, because that takes fucking balls to do that. And he sat on there for over an hour. WNBA is fucking all reporters like Grant. Okay, so what was the question? He did answer about Tiffany Hayes. What are you talking about? He did answer. He answered about what else did I ask about Tiffany Hayes? He did answer. He said that shit was not right. She shouldn't be doing that. She shouldn't be doing that. So I don't know what other question there was. I don't know what you were looking for. Yeah, whether you agree with him or not, he answered everything. Protecting black women only. What did he say? What did he not say? I'm not gonna kill him on that. Like, I'm not gonna go crazy for that. I think he did fine. I thought he answered a lot of stuff that you didn't know, or he confirmed stuff that maybe you thought you knew. So end of the day, he came on board, man, and I appreciate that. And again, he says he reached out to every off of the. I don't know if he said it on the video or he said it to me directly after we got off. He reached out to everybody, and I'm the only one that responded. I'm the only one that responded. So again, much credit and respect for doing that. Like you guys don't get it. Like that takes. He did. He did. I mean, okay. An hour and 10-minute thing. I think that he did a pretty damn good job, bro. I'm just being real. I think he did a pretty damn good job. That's my opinion. Why is this making me share my revenue? That doesn't make sense. I need to check this damn. I'm gonna have to change this damn song. I have to erase that crap. Anyhow, yo, man, I respect that, and I mean, if you think that he did that to market himself, for whom? For whom? Who was he marketing to? You? He had balls to do it. It takes balls to do this. It takes balls to do this. It takes balls to do it, man. I think y'all need to cut people some slack, man. Seriously, I genuinely do, man. I genuinely do. To sit here and say that you don't get respect or credit for coming on a podcast where people are calling you all kinds of names, because I saw some of the stuff being said about the dude. It's not neat. Like, we're trying to. I was trying to look at what some people were saying just to remember certain topics, but some of the shit I saw people saying was just unnecessary, bro. It's not needed. And look, he actually has pretty much apologized for what he said. Okay, well, someone's putting a comment. He still doesn't believe they necessitated a strong reaction. Well, you know what? I went back at him because I know what the world looks like. If you could sit here, if you could sit here and realistically not acknowledge the fact that we have a president of the United States that has had 4 death threats, four. I know my shithose head. Come on, bro. 4 death threats in 2 years. You think a WNBA player can't get got? She doesn't have the Secret Service guarding her. She doesn't have the Secret Service guarding her. And I do understand the man does have a job and he has to protect his job as well. He has to protect his job. There's certain things he's not going to say. Or he's going to choose to not say because he has to be careful with what he might say. He let out a lot of information that could cause him a little bit of a headache with certain people. He mentioned Angel Reese. He talked about it. I will tell you off camera, we talked about Asia Wilson. I forgot to ask about Asia Wilson. I forgot to ask about her. That's when I didn't ask on, but But the reality, he did mention to me, and I don't think this is out of pocket because I asked about players. He thought that was one player that has handled the Caitlin Clark stuff completely wrong. But other than that, I mean, I asked pretty much everything on camera that I could think of. There were questions I had in my brain and then I forgot them. So, and I'm not an easy interview. I'm not an easy interview. I interview professional fighters. I interview fighters about their stuff, and I had to interview a fighter last week about him getting a 2-week notice title fight in the bare knuckle fight, and why he has a chance and why he earned that fight or why he even deserves to be in that fight. And I asked him those questions with no problem. He's a good dude. I like the guy a lot. I think he's a great guy. And I mean, I didn't think he deserved that fight, but he got it, and he lost. You think he's rage baiting? That's what you think? You think that young kid's rage baiting? He's under 30, bro. You think he's rage baiting? I don't agree with that. Because he corrected himself. Let me tell you something. Did you see the video that he did after? Did you see the people in the chat, did you actually see the interview that he did after? I'm asking the question for a reason. I'm asking it for a reason. Did you see what he did after? Because in the next video he did, you can sit here and say he ran it back because people had crazy reactions. But no, I don't agree with that. You run it back because maybe you realize you said the way you phrased something. Okay, then I'm gonna play it for y'all. And you tell me if you have a differing opinion. Like, you tell me. It's okay to come back and sit here and say, I got he understood that maybe the way he went about it was wrong, not the best idea. Okay, so let me find it right here. All right, here we go. I'm gonna pull this up. For those of you that did not see it, I'm gonna pull this up for you because I think again that this takes stones. First of all, you admit that you're wrong about something. Who the hell wants to admit being wrong? I never want to admit being wrong. Are you kidding me? I hate being wrong. This is what he said later in the day. I didn't bring any of the videos up, but this is what he said later in the day, which I saw prior to you know, this live we did at 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Yesterday I made a video. I think a lot of people misunderstood what I was actually trying to say in my Tiffany Hayes video. Yesterday I made a video about Tiffany Hayes engaging with fans on social media after her back and forth with Caitlin Clark during the Fever-Valkyries' most recent game. I was using that example to make a broader point about how the WNBA players, media, and fans all interacting with each other on social media actually makes the game more accessible compared to other sports. And
that's not actually incorrect. That's actually factual. So I'm not going to argue with that. That's actually factual. But it can get you in trouble as well.
Hindsight, that wasn't the best example to build my point around because I wasn't trying to defend or endorse anything Tip Hayes said in those comments. In fact, I disagree with what she said and should have made that more clear because my point was about the interaction itself and how it illustrates the league's unique connectivity between fans and players. I didn't feel a need to address the comments directly, which might have been a mistake. I was just trying to make an observation about the ecosystem itself, and honestly, the reaction that this video has gotten kind of proved the point I was making because now people are making entire podcasts about me and my.
You see me right there? I put a clown face on his face. I put a clown face on him, guys, and he came on, man.
Video. To be clear, people absolutely have the right to disagree with me because that's a part of sports discourse, but there's a difference between criticism and escalation. And the fact that these podcasts are spreading misinformation about my credentials, my background, making attacks.
This isn't cool. This is not cool.
About my personal appearance and the fact that I've gotten death threats today because of them is obviously not okay. To be clear, the last thing I want is for Caitlin Clark to be harassed or attacked because of something said online. And I also don't want to have to worry about that myself for a video because at the end of the day, this is supposed to be about basketball. I think.
So that was what he said. I think that took a lot of balls to admit you're wrong. He's doing this on social media, on X. I mean, bro, like, what do you want somebody to do? You don't, if you choose to not believe them or not feel a certain, I mean, that's on you. I can't help you feel how you feel. I can't help but feel how you feel. You feel how you feel. And yeah, he is a writer for Robin Lundberg. He is the main writer for Robin Lundberg on SI. How many views do I think his channel had before his comment versus after? I can tell you right now. I can look at his I can tell you looking at his X page, he has 822 people he follows and 1,430 that are followers. That's not a large number. That's not a large number. And I'm sure it hasn't grown by 1,000 today. Okay, I don't think it's that large of a number. So, not that much. Not that much. I didn't even know who the hell he was. That should tell you a little bit more. A little bit. That should tell you what I knew. I didn't know nothing about him. I read his LinkedIn profile. Okay, that's why I knew his academics and his education. I didn't know that he had a minor in journalism. So again, I was wrong there. I was wrong there. But I mean, there's not a whole lot there, man. Lumberger, what is his name? Robert Lumberg or Lumberger? I don't know what his name is. I forget. He's a writer for him. I mean, I'm looking at the stuff right now. Like he's a writer for him. You know. So I've got zero. I got zero issues with this stuff. Like I mean, just being real, guys. Like I think it's at certain points you've got to cut people a little bit of slack because he went up there and he came and he talked and tell you right. Did you learn something from this conversation? No, he didn't. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. No one's going to subject themselves to fucking people threatening their life. That sounds absurd. So you're telling me that for attention, first of all, it's not his channel. It's Robin Lumberg's channel. He works for Lumberg. He works for SI. That channel doesn't belong to him. I don't know if you know how these guys work, but like he's not in any of the videos. I don't see any of his videos on Lumberg. Let's go pull it up since you got a lot of questions apparently. Um, I'm on Lumberg's channel right here. I don't see anything with this dude. He writes for him. He might do shorts on his own Twitter, but there's nothing here with him. There's nothing here with him. This is all Lumberg. Let me see if he has his own channel. I don't know if he has his own channel. He don't even. Okay, wait. Okay, he doesn't even have his own channel. Someone else made a video about him worst take ever. WNBA Pro, which is probably an Indian like bot channel or whatever. Yeah, I don't know what following you're thinking. Because I can tell you, I know how SI pays people. I know how SI pays people. Switch on him for what check? I don't even watch Robin Lumberg. I don't watch any of his stuff. What are you talking about? Kickboxer. What are you talking about? Okay, again, he claims he's a kickboxer, but I never heard of him. What are you talking about? You expect to be more hostile? No. If I'm hostile, then there's no interview. It becomes a big ass argument. Like that's not. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing because I worked for a guy who ran a SI page, and it's not even remotely close to the same thing. I can assure you of that. It's not the same thing. I tell you that you're wrong because I actually did work under an SI page inside the Heat, and I did do work for a guy who ran an SI page, and I can tell you that for sure without any shadow of a doubt, that there is a difference if you work under someone's page or if you work on your own page. There's a huge difference. But again, folks, I keep telling y'all, I only watch a couple people, man. Most of these people I don't watch. I don't have the time for it, bro. Like, I don't have the time for it. I don't have the time for it, you know? But again, I give him a lot of credit for coming on board. Again, you know who I am. I take things head on. I don't run from shit. We can have the conversation. We can disagree. We can agree. I'm gonna call you out on what I believe, and then you can answer the question. And I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you about what I think you should think or not. It's not. I'm not gonna do that. You were invited guest to be on this podcast. I wasn't gonna do a phone call or anything like that privately. I was gonna do it on a public platform because I did a public platform video. I should not be using words like moron and dunce and shit like that. I shouldn't be doing that. That's childish and immature of me. Um, but again, we a lot of times we say words that we probably shouldn't say because we don't ever expect to talk to those people. But when I posted this thing on X, I got a response from this guy in about 20 minutes. So he's clearly not one who's shying away from the conversation. So I respect that. I will always respect that. I can't help but respect. That's just who I am. Like I'll give you an example. How many I put myself through all the bullshit that existed, that first year with the individuals on the other side. I put myself through that bullshit. Nobody else would do that shit. We all know that. Nobody else would put themselves through that crap. Hell, I got threatened on Sunday night by some fucktard who was on my Washington Mystics live for the Seattle game. And because I bumped him off my chat, this guy said to me, I'll read this to you. This is what this guy sent to me. He sent this to me on Instagram. Reported you, bitch. Bump me out your YouTube chat now, pussy. Lucky I don't know you. I would do something to your bitch ass. Yeah, sad ass bitch. I see you on YouTube right now. Sad as shit. I'm going to get you banned. I'm going to report you every day, bitch. Like, this was sent to me. Screenshot it right there for you. If y'all want to, feel free. You can reach out to this guy and let him know what you think. I blocked him. For sure I blocked him. I'm not going to do this crap. Here, make him known. And I know who this is. This was that Mr. Dallin 101. If you were on the thing on Sunday night, you know who it was because this is the same picture of that guy. And I found it and I bumped him out of the chat. I bumped him out of the chat because he was being a complete clown. It's my live. I'm not going to have you try to hijack my live. That's not going to happen. I fall for it. I fall for it at times, but I'm not going to be having you try to hijack my lives. Like, that's not going to work. I've dealt with threats from people constantly. So I do know it happens. I do know it happens. There are people that are lunatics, and that's why I have no problem calling out garbage when I sit here and I tell you, I got no problem calling out garbage. Because if you have all these threats that these players claim to have, then they would produce the receipts of them. They would produce receipts of these things, and they don't do it. They do not do it. And I mean, that's just what it is. They don't do it. That's why I don't believe most of what these people say. And I'll never believe it. I'll never believe it. But I know the shit that I've had to receive from certain people. These people are crazy. So anyone that's sending that guy a death threat, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But yeah, I got no problem. Yeah, I came back on here because we had that live, and I ended it as an interview, and I chatted with him for a few more minutes, then bounced off, and I got myself a drink, and then here I am again because I know people wanted to talk more about it. I lived it, J Money. I lived it. I stood in there with dumbass people who call me all kinds of fucking names. All kinds of names. Had no problem doing so. Call me racist, call me this, that, and the third. All because I fucking think Angel Reese is not a very good basketball player skill-wise. Her skills are fucking limited. We know this. Anyone with eyes knows this. She's Dennis Rodman. She's skill. There's skill, and he has more skills than she does. So I'm not. It is what it is. I had one lady that was chasing after me. She was chasing after me 6 months after the fact. That woman still talks shit about me a year later. Don't insult Rudy Gobert like that. That's crazy. Rudy Gobert is an elite defensive player. So I'm like, bro, I'm one that will always stand on business on this stuff, man. We can have conversations. I'm not threatening people. That's ridiculous. But Robin Lundberg does write. He does write. He does videos and he does write. But I mean, this guy writes for him as well. Rudy Gobert can dunk, and he also blocks a lot of shots. And so, yeah, I mean, I went through all that crap, and I would do it again. I don't have a problem doing it again. I don't have a problem. People want to invite me as a guest and be on their shit. I'll be on their shit any day of the week, man. I don't care. I'll be on them any day of the week. I don't care. I find that fun. I've been around the block, man. I've done this for a long time. I've covered high school girls basketball. I covered Tiffany Hayes in high school when she was at Winter Haven. I remember it. I was covering high school sports at the time. I covered South Florida high school sports. I covered the state championships. Her teams were state champions. I went to Lakeland every single year. Like, so that this is not like I know who Tiffany Hayes is. Not personally, but I've covered her since way back in the day. No, he writes his own articles, David. He writes his own articles. This guy writes articles separate of Robin. The guy Grant writes articles separate of Robin. He doesn't write them for him. But yeah, I covered Winter Haven basketball when she was there, 2004 to 2005, 5, 6, 7, 2005 to 2008. I covered that team. That team, those Winter Haven teams were the shit. Like I've been around the block for all this stuff. I've been around the block for all this stuff. Look, I'm not going to expect this guy to go scorched earth on this podcast. He got to keep his job. You got to keep his credentials. You can't say but only so much. He literally told you this. No, he says he writes for Robin, doesn't write them for Robin. Robin could not put his name on the stuff if he didn't write it. I'm telling you, no. I have found his articles. I found his name on stuff. He writes for Robin, not for. He doesn't write them for him. He writes for him. There's a difference. But yeah, man, that was a fun experience. I love doing stuff like this. Oh, no. Hey, unbridled. I said this already. The most popular Caitlin Clark channels are run by black people. They're run by black people. I've said it already. I've said it already. They're all run by black folks. I'm not. I love Caitlin Clark, but I'm not ever gonna sit here and say that my channel is a Caitlin Clark channel. We do WNBA basketball. We do Caitlin Clark. We do WNBA. We do other topics, and when we do combat sports and we do the Miami Hurricanes. Like I said, when that fool had stuff to say about me, you know who I'm talking about. When that dude had stuff to say about me, I didn't build my channel on. I don't have a channel that's dedicated 100% to Caitlin Clark wiping her ass in the toilet. I got a lot of other stuff there. You know, I got a lot of stuff. And if you remember that, J Money, you remember that lady, that one lady who tried to call me a racist over and over again because I checked her on her bullshit. She pulled that bullshit that I knew she was gonna pull, and then she just confirmed what I expected, and then went on with the same commentary. Oh, just because you have a black wife doesn't make you not racist. What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's like the dumbest shit on earth. So I'm gonna go marry somebody. I'm gonna procreate children in this world who are gonna be mixed breed children, black and white and Hispanic, and I'm gonna be a racist guy because I despite having black children. Oh, so I hate my children too. That woman was so stupid. It was even laughable, and she was still talking about my ass a year later. I heard about it from a number of people. I ignored it. I ignored it. I'm not gonna lose my mind over some stupid lady's bullshit. But yeah, I do get involved with chats because you know what? You brought me on, and then you got individuals. Hell, them folks are still trying to bring me back on. They still want me to come back on. You want to know why? Because I make their shit entertaining. They need the fucking villain. I'm the villain. I'm the villain. I'll always be the villain to them. That's fine. I don't have to dumb down my basketball knowledge to appease to a crowd because I'm not dumbing down shit. They gotta dumb themselves down as basketball fans to follow a player and try to create a narrative because they like her rather than just liking her. Because the fact of the matter is, you can like whoever the hell you want. But I don't ever have to dumb myself down to like Caitlin Clark and say, well, Caitlin Clark is this and Caitlin Clark is that. No, motherfucker, she does it on the floor. She does things that we've never seen before on the floor. And I was going to do actually, there was a video that I came across like 2 days ago, actually. Was it yesterday? Because I saw Rhodes included this girl, on a video today on her, a little clip. I was going to do a reaction on her entire video, the Rah Rah report, RARA. Her name is Raquel something. And she did a whole lengthy video on Caitlin Clark, black woman. And kept it real. Her channel's not all Caitlin Clark. She has a whole bunch of shit on her channel. You know? My mic is directional and dying. What are you talking about? Is that better? My mic is directional and dying. I'm sitting right in front of it. If there's a problem, let me know if you can't hear me. But like, I'm gonna do a reaction on hers. I'm gonna do a reaction on her video because I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was watching it when I was driving. I was driving back home. Yeah, it was yesterday. Driving back home. But I'm gonna give all the respect in the world because I guarantee you, none of them folks would ever come on my channel to deal with what I had to deal with. And let me open the floor to a panel of 8, and I'll just sit back and not say shit, and I'll just let y'all skewer that person. They would never do that. Come on now. They would never do that. Never. I don't know who Rad is. Who's Rad? Who's Rad? Oh, Rachel Demita? Oh, okay. I just figured that out. And none of them are assholes like me. Like y'all get mad at me because I tell the truth at all times, and it don't matter what, whether it hurts me or doesn't hurt me. I tell the truth. Like I spend time doing videos, and I swear at times that I'm serious. There are times where I sit here and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why is my video not being pushed? Like I'm seeing a video from somebody else and I'm watching. I'm like, why are people watching that one but not watching mine? And I go so much more in depth. Do you want me to do a whole bunch of 8-minute and 10-second videos? Would that make it better? Do I need to appeal to the ADHD community or something? Because I like to talk and I like to go in depth on topics. Like I can do a 15 to 25-minute video and not think twice about it. It's not hard. It's not hard for me. You know, and so like I did that. Hell, I did that video today with on Grant, and it didn't do that well. I'm gonna be real. It didn't do that well. It's only done 2,000 views. Like, what the fuck? It's been 7 hours. What are we doing here, people? Hurry up. Watch the. Sorry, it's been 9 hours, 10 hours. Watch the fucking video. God dog it. Well, no, people think honesty is asshole. So I mean, honesty is asshole, and I'll own it. My approach isn't the greatest all the time for some people. My directness doesn't. A lot of people don't like it. Have you ever heard of confirmation? Absolutely, of course, absolutely. Yeah, no, there's no question. Come on now. Of course, of course. Everybody looks for confirmation bias. Everybody looks for confirmation bias. There's no question about it. I've been wrong about plenty of shit, and I've been right about plenty of shit. You want to know what's funny? I just started the Washington Mystics channel, right? I just started it. I've been questioning the point guard position situation for a couple of weeks now. This isn't new, right? This is not a new thing. I've been questioning that point guard situation for a minute. It wasn't like I started it last night. Let me find the video. Let me find the video on this. By the way, we're at 361 subscribers on Washington Mystics Unfiltered. I was at 362. I lost one. Someone unsubscribed. I guess I hurt somebody's feelings. Pussies. Fucking pathetic. So I mentioned there's a point guard issue, and I did that video. What day did I do this video? I did that video 6 days ago. I did that video 6 days ago. The Washington Mystics have a point guard issue. Okay? Even before that, I talked about the point guard situation with Georgia Amore. I even mentioned Rory Harmon on a point guard video, but I've been questioning the point guard deal for a minute. And I did a full video on it 6 days ago. And I got crushed by a certain person for that. David, you need to cut that shit out with what do I think and then talk for 2 minutes. I'm asking a fucking question. You know what I'm doing? I'm literally leading him where I want him to go. Duh. Because I'm going to give my opinion first. I'm not. What do I got to give my opinion after? I give my opinion first, and then he can answer. I'm going to give my opinion, then he can answer. What do I think? Yes, because I have more than just that. There's multiple layers to it. Duh. Jesus Christ. Yeah, what do you think? You now have that question in your brain. I'm going to get my other one. I'm going to give you my opinion as well. Shit. He doesn't watch the WNBA at all. We all know this. That's why he brings on those other guys to talk for him, because he doesn't watch any of it. He says he does. But so I did this video. And again, I got a new channel, right? I got a new channel. I don't even know what that video's done. Let me see here. That video's done over 1,200 views. I think that's pretty goddamn good for a brand new channel. I think that's pretty decent. If some people think it's not, I mean, remember, the Washington Mystics don't have a following, by the way. The Mystics have no following. I probably should have chosen the Las Vegas Aces, to be honest, or the New York Liberty. I should have done that. I should have done that, because that might have been a mistake. I don't know. But there's another one. There's another one. Where is that podcast? There is another podcast that covers the Mystics, and it's decent. I'll watch him. But he did the same video today, 6 days after the fact. I am not a follower of topics. I'm a leader in topics. I will talk about things that people don't talk about, that people are afraid to talk about, like real shit. Not just clowning other players, but actual real topics. You have a point guard issue with this team. I said it 6 days ago. I said it 2 weeks ago. I've talked about Georgia Amore over and over again and saying she ain't a point guard. She's not a point guard. And this guy did a video literally yesterday or today on it. Like trying to do stuff on the Mystics is hard. It's legitimately hard. I'm not gonna bullshit y'all. It's hard. They don't provide crap. Yeah, they did a point guard video today, yesterday, and today. Two videos on point guard. Even so cool. Do it. I'm glad you see what I see. I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. Well, you think? Well, why do you think? Why do you think? I'll never be that way. I can't do that. I can't do that. I'll never be that way. And that's part of the and because I won't do that, that's why I fight through the algorithm. I fight the algorithm. I do a video that drives 10,000 views. It does it for somebody else with less subscribers and does 15,000. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? It doesn't make sense, but it is what it is, man. I deal with the punches, man. I'll deal with the good, deal with the bad. I'm gonna be authentic to myself at all times. I'm gonna be authentic to myself at all times. I'm gonna be authentic to the people that watch me because you'll know if I'm full of shit. You'll know it. You'll always know if I'm full of shit. Like, cause there are certain things that I have zero passion for. I don't have passion for a lot of stuff. Like for a lot of this bull. Like, like I'm trying to start up a whole platform, right? Can I genuinely cover 15 WNBA teams myself? Fuck no. I can never cover 15 WNBA games. I mean NBA teams. You know what? I would love to go to a game. I honestly, I would love to go to a game live stream. I don't know how to be able to. I don't know how I'd be able to live stream a game unless I'm sitting in a suite or something. I mean, hell, I could have gone to the Fever Sparks game for $60 and sat in a suite. So unless I'm getting credentialed, which I probably won't be, um, I would have I'd be a hard time right there. The Mystics do play tomorrow night, by the way. We will be live at 10 o'clock for that game. Probably, I don't know if we're gonna do I don't know if I'm gonna do a live with Nick tomorrow. I don't know that I can do 5 hours tomorrow. Honestly, that'll be hard. Yeah, Monica Seles was stabbed during a match. I mean, during a match. I remember when that happened. She got stabbed in the back during a match. These people are nuts. These people are nuts. You know, I don't like New York or Vegas either, but man, I mean, at least with New York, they can deal with being ripped because that's part of the culture of that city. But I love Lauren Betts. That's why I want to cover her. That's why I want to cover her. So, when we yeah, I got videos here that done 5,000, 4,000, 10,000, 4,000, 3,000, 2,600, and I get some shitty views like, video 6,800. It's coming along. It's not great. It could be better. It could be better. That's why it's so important to hype the videos. Hype the video and all that stuff because when you hype the video, it definitely benefits the channel. It benefits the channel a great deal. So please do hype the channel because that's beneficial to the channel. But yeah, I mean it's a grind. This stuff is grinding. It's 12:30 at night right now. I'm exhausted right now. I gotta be up for my son. I gotta pick my kids to school tomorrow, so I'm not gonna be up too much longer because I gotta go to my kid's last church service for school, and then he's supposedly getting an award, and they have their final walkout for 8th grade. Did I see where Cece's own bodyguards came out during the Valkyries game? I did not. I did not. Did that? Those were her bodyguards. She has bodyguards. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I have live stream football games from the stadium. It's not as loud as you think if you're seated properly. So let's say, for example, when I live streamed 2 Miami Hurricanes football games, I sat in the Cornerstone Suites. So I'm sitting at a table, comfortable chairs indoors. It's not really noisy in there, and on top of that, I'm able to position my iPad on the field, and on top, and then I have the mics, so that keeps the noise, the outside noise, from coming in. So it's not that bad, honestly. Now for basketball, again, it'd have to be something similar. I'd have to be sitting in a suite. But the problem would be, how do I walk in with an iPad? How do I walk in with an iPad? Because I don't know that they would allow me to walk in with an iPad unless I am credentialed media, and then there might be other rules. So yeah, you could get a WNBA. I mean, I could have gotten a ticket for a suite for the Fever and Sparks for $60. I'm always gonna keep it real, man. I'm always gonna keep it real. I don't know if people thought I was supposed to be a complete dickhead to the guy. I'm not gonna be a dickhead. That's like that. I'm inviting you on my thing and to ask you real questions. If I'm a dickhead from jump, then what am I? Then you're not gonna stick around. I mean, he was on for up over an hour, and I would have anybody who wants to come on board from the WNBA media, who wants to answer questions, who wants to be real. You have an invitation. You have an open invite. I invite anybody from other websites that want to come on, other podcasts that want to come on here and chop it up. And I'll ask you questions. I'll treat you like I'm interviewing you, like, because that's what I know how to interview people. I got an interview tomorrow at 1 o'clock with a BKFC fighter tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Then say goodbye to any future. Yeah, if I'm a dickhead, then yeah, I'll never have a future guest. Because if I'm a dickhead, I can be real, but I can also be respectful and not be a complete dickhead. Like, that's not gonna work. When they say we see some of the podcasts who we watch start getting shady, I'm pretty sure they started getting checks. Um, like who? Who would you say? Who would you say? Because I don't watch them. So who would you say? Yeah, we're gonna be fucking bruh, bruh. Shit's gonna be crazy, bruh. Hurricane football. I can't wait to start up Hurricanes Unfiltered live again. Oh my god, that's gonna be off the wall. I'm probably gonna do that shit 3 times a week when that season starts. I'm gonna live stream every game. I'm gonna live stream every game. Yeah, absolutely, I did. I definitely went to that game. I was there. I was in that building. That shit hurt my feelings. I didn't get credential for that game. I was there as a fan, but I did bring all my shit in with me, and I did. I got how they had Secret Service doing screenings there for that game because the president was there. Yeah, I can't wait, man. The recruiting class is crazy. What Cristobal's doing is nuts. They're crushing it, man. I cannot wait. I can't wait. The Miami Hurricanes don't go 16-0. I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be upset because they're loaded. They are loaded this year. They're dangerous. They are dangerous this year, people. For those of you that care, no, they're dangerous. So you know, you like Mendoza? Mm, okay. I can't say that I cannot say that I think he's gonna have the success that others think. I'm gonna be real. I gotta be real. I can't. I gotta be real, man. I got to be real. Yeah, I gotta be real about it. I don't think he's gonna. Indiana IU is not gonna be as good this year. Stop the cap, and you know it. You don't even. IU knows they won't be as good this year. They won't be as good. Mendoza will be better than quarterback than Carson Beck. Watch out. We'll see. Watch out. We'll see. I expect Carson Beck to start in Arizona this year. We'll see. We will see, man. But I'll be hopefully I gotta do my credential request. Shit. Fuck, I gotta print that crap out. Damn. I'm late this time, man. Where's my credential request? Oh, damn. Where is Bernie's email to me? I gotta print this out. What day is this due? The 28th? Let's do tomorrow. Fuck. Okay. Print this shit out now because I gotta get this in. Yep. Oh man. Indiana Indiana is not gonna be better than last year. Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. But yo, let's talk about some other topics on here, man. Because I did mention, this Fever-Valkyries thing is gonna be crazy, man. This game on Thursday is gonna be fucking nuts. I cannot wait for this game. I'm actually pretty stoked for this game, man. I'm really stoked for this game because it's gonna be fireworks. It's gonna be fireworks, and I'm not. I guess I'll be doing a late night live or something like that. But it's gonna be straight up fireworks. I promise you this. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be nuts, out of control. Out of freaking control. I cannot wait. I can't wait for this. It's gonna be nuts, man. They're gonna. Ooh boy, Fever getting blown out. I hate to say it, but the Vox. I can't say I'm gonna disagree with you on the. They're gonna be out. They're out to prove a point. Um, unless Caitlin Clark is not gonna play. I don't know if they're gonna get blown out. And I gotta say, I think maybe the Fever figured something out. I do think the Valkyries got tired in that second half from the back to back. But that Caitlin Clark, Tiffany Hayes deal, if the Fever play it right and the WNBA plays it right, because they're not going to suspend her, I think we know this by now. If they play it right, folks, come on, bro. Oh shit, what is today? Today the 27th. Today's Wednesday. 20. Okay, so I got till tomorrow. My bad. On the damn I'm reading the damn thing here. Um, if if uh if they play it right, they're gonna be building this crap up on logos and graphics like World War III. Like, let's get ready to rumble type shit. But what do you think's gonna happen? They're gonna fuck it up and not do it. Valkyrie's going on a 20-0 run as soon as CC gets taken out at the 5-minute mark. I'm excited about that game though, man. I gotta be real. I hope Caitlin Clark keeps talking shit. I hope she busts her ass again. I hope she lays belt to ass again. And you know what's funny? I just had Grant on. He lives in San Francisco. He's gonna be at this game. He's gonna be at this game. Maybe he'll get a chance to go in there and ask Tiffany Hayes something and see if she's gonna come back and say, you know what, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that on social media. Yeah, they're gonna have a moment to squash everything. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. It doesn't change the fact that there's unhinged people in the public that won't care. They won't care. They're still going to be out for blood. But that game's going to be crazy, man. I think that's going to be an exciting ass game. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it. That's going to be something fun, some fun shit. Meet some fun stuff, people. Fun stuff. I'm definitely looking forward to it. But let's see what else we got here. Definitely, Aaliyah Boston meets the stepper game up. Let's see what we get out of Kelsey Mitchell. Let's see what happens with Lexi Hull and one Sophie Cunningham. We'll see there. A lot of questions because the questions remain the same. They're not changing. It's a game to game deal, man. It's a game to game deal when it comes to the questions of this franchise from a game to game situation. That's just keeping it a buck, And then you've got this New York Liberty squad, man. They are floundering, folks. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Oklahoma City won today by 13 over San Antonio. They're going to game 6 back in San Antonio. 32 from Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, 22 from Alex Caruso, 20 from Jared McCain. Pretty much controlled the game. Dominated first half. But this New York Liberty team is crying. Brianna Stewart is in tear mode. She's not happy. She's not happy with the start. She says it's not what they expected. It's a learning experience for everybody. Message to the players in the locker room is like, nobody expected this. Not to say we thought it was going to be easy, because we definitely didn't, but it's going to take time. There's going to be highs and lows. No, you know what's happening, Brianna Stewart? Your team is getting old. Grant mentioned something about CC saying Lexi's going to be on the floor again. Let's find that. Let's find that. You know what you? Yeah, let's find that. But yeah, the Liberty right now, man, it's kind of funny, man. It's kind of funny what's going on with the Liberty. I just think they're getting old, bro. I think this is an example of a team that's aging. Brianna Stewart's getting old. They're missing players. You know, Satu Savali now has she had a cyst, so she couldn't play because of a cyst. A cyst where? And then she didn't play after 4 minutes because she got sick. Sabrina had left foot issues. Phoebich is not playing, or she was overseas. You have a new coach. That I think that more than anything has hurt them. Is they have a new coach. They have a new coach, and that coach is not really fitting right now. He's not fitting. Let me find this. Okay. But it is definitely enjoyable to watch the New York Liberty suck. it's it's nice to see the New York Liberty suck. Let's see here. And that's why I like the Mystics. They're the only ones that are going young. These other ones want to go old. Let's bring up Caitlin Clark. Okay, here we'll share with you the Caitlin Clark interview of the day. He said that Caitlin Clark was asked about how many times a game that I guess Lexi Hull falls on the ground. Let's see.
Yeah, super cool. I don't think I've ever been in a place that had so many people, and obviously, like you know how many people are going to be going into it. But I think like once you get out there in front of that many people, it's like oh my gosh. But really fun. Obviously, a really cool finish too down the stretch. I'm not like huge into racing. I'm still learning about it, but I left before the race was over. But I was watching at home on TV, and I was screaming at the TV. So it's pretty fun and pretty cool, and just the excitement from even like all the fans and how excited they were racing. I'm still learning.
Wait, hold on. Did she say that she went to the race as the Grand Marshal and left early? Did she say that she left early? Oh my God. You should not have admitted that, Caitlin. You should not have admitted that. People, listen to this.
About it, but I left before the race was over. But I was watching at home on.
Why would you leave before the race is over? You are the Grand Marshal of the event. You're sitting in a flippin' suite. You could have laid on a bed. You could have laid on a bed, taken a nap, woken up. You could have had your chiropractor there give you a freaking an adjustment. You can't tell them you left the race early. You were the Grand Marshal. I didn't see it. I have no fucking idea. But I'm just like, let's here, Caitlin. This is what you were supposed to say.
Cool finish too down the stretch. I'm not like huge into racing. I'm still learning about it, but I left before the race was over. But I was watching at home on.
No, what you should have said was, but it was an amazing ending. That's it. Left it at that. No, I went home and watched it on television. I left before it ended. So, folks, how long does a race take? How long does the race take? Who watched it? Who watched it? I don't watch race car. I don't watch car racing. A few hours. So is it 3-4 hours? 3-4 hours? So what you're telling me is that you got the I'm sure it's easier to watch on TV than in person. But let's not act like Caitlin's not sitting in a suite while she's there. She's not sitting in the freaking she's not sitting in the stands. She's sitting in a suite. Okay. So let's say it goes 3 hours. Where is that raceway? Where is the Indianapolis 500 located? Racetrack. Where is the location? So it looks like it's on the west side of Indianapolis. And Lucas Oil is near downtown, it looks like. Where is the basketball arena? Is that near downtown? Is Lucas Oil next to the basketball arena? Anyone know? I'm going to presume their basketball arena is somewhere near downtown. So the Speedway, so she left the Speedway. I played Indianapolis 250 in a video game and it was 100 less dragged out after 5 minutes. Okay. I'm just asking. Okay. So Caitlin, you left so fast. You left so damn fast that you got home and were able to watch it on television. So you left so early because I'm going to presume there's some level of traffic to leave the place. Okay, whenever there's a race, in the traffic's insane. So, but she would have had she literally left after she said, "Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines." And then she went home. You would leave too to avoid traffic? Oh, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing, man? That's terrible. That's terrible. She didn't stick around long enough to watch the race. Sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You lie about that shit. You don't tell the truth there. You can't tell the truth about that one. No, ma'am, you cannot do that. You have to lie. Who cares about in Indianapolis? You play for the freaking Fever. They care. Ooh, they ain't gonna. She will not be a grand marshal again. Look, I think car racing is boring as fuck, but that's hilarious. Okay, let's continue.
TV, and I was screaming at the TV, so it was pretty fun and pretty cool, and just the excitement from even like all the fans and how excited they were that I was the Grand Marshal was really special, and definitely crossed it off my Indianapolis bucket list, so it was fun.
You talk about not taking these moments.
Her bucket list was to be the Grand Marshal, not to actually watch the race at the fucking race.
Brandon Caitlin,
Yeah.
that kind of reinforced, wow, like
For
people
sure.
actually look forward to seeing me, and I'm like, proud.
For sure. I mean, like I said, I didn't really know what to expect going into it. I'd never been there before. But even like just doing the red carpet before, like when I first got there, I was like, oh my gosh, like there's people, like just masses and masses of people like waiting for me. And, I thought that was really special and really cool. Just the excitement from people that had maybe from Indiana or have traveled, and just excited to see me, and then excited to take part in the race. Something that means so much to this community, I think is really special as well.
That's something with Raven. I was talking to her yesterday about how she's always dancing. What do you think of her energy in that show?
Yeah. I mean, she brings the energy every single day, and I think like it best replicates itself when she's playing defense. Like she's tenacious, she's fiery, she's competitive. Whatever the coach is asking her, she's gonna do, and she's been doing it really well. She's been learning a lot. She asks a lot of really great questions. So I think just the positive vibes that she's brought in here has been really fun addition for us. So super proud of her, and it's been cool to see how much better she's already gotten in the 6 games that we played. Like she gave us some really big minutes there in the fourth quarter versus the Valkyries the other night. So we'll continue to need more of that, but she's been doing great.
Physically, how do you feel just getting some time off?
Yeah, I feel great. Felt great the day after the game too. So this is an important stretch for us, obviously, to get our bodies feeling great going into these 2 games, and then obviously the few right after that. But our practices have been hard. I think this is like a rare opportunity you don't always get in the WNBA to be able to practice and really work on things. Like we had a hard practice yesterday and competed a lot, played versus our guys a lot, played versus each other. So Steph just really preaches, like, don't take these moments for granted. Like, we have things we still need to improve on, and that's certainly what we've been doing.
When it comes to that, when did that become maybe a point of emphasis on how to manage it or whatever? Or did it start at a certain point? Or?
I mean, I don't think it, like, necessarily started at a certain point. I think it's just been over the course of the last year when I've, like, kind of been understanding my body more. You know, I think before that it was always like, I'm fine, like, go play. And maybe sometimes I'm a little too hyper aware about certain things, but at the same time, that's good. Like, I understand things, and it's just continuing to work through that. And yeah, I think it's just finding the balance of, like, when I, like, maybe don't need to be as aware, and when I may be a little too over aware. So still working through that, but I don't think it's anything of concern.
In terms of your performance as Grand Marshal on Sunday, how would you grade yourself there?
Well, they had me standing there for a very long time, so I was, like, getting nervous. And then, like, they told me that the guy was going to say, like, and here to give the command, and then he never said that, so I was, like, awkwardly kind of waiting for a second, and I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm just gonna go for it. They can adjust, and it turned out fine. But the crowd was cheering anyway, so it just kind of seemed like I was gonna do a second to cheer. But yeah, it turned out well. I was definitely a little nervous. I'm usually not nervous when there's a microphone in my face, but when you get in front of 300,000 people and on live television, that's a lot. I didn't want to mess up my 4 words, so, but it was still super cool.
So they leave you up there just to sort of psych yourself out, just standing there?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you still got 3 minutes till you go. And then, like, the director, production person told me that the guy would come on and introduce me and say, like, here to give the command. And then he didn't say that. He just introduced me. So I was, like, kind of waiting. And I was like, I think it's my time. And I just did it. So, but it turned out good. So, yeah.
Like you talked about practice before.
Yeah. I mean, it's only 4 words. So people were telling me, like, not to say, like, not to mess me up and, like, telling me other things to say. But I'm like, no, guys, I only have 4 words. But
she said you missed the pause, though.
I did, I guess. You get nervous and then you talk way faster. Like, that's always how it goes. You think you're going to talk slow and then you get out there and you go way faster because you're nervous. But nah, it's still good.
What is Lexi Defense mean to your opening 5?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's been great since, you know, coming back from, you know, the hamstring injury. And I told her she needs to stop falling down so much. And
she needs to stop falling down so much.
You know, the hamstring injury, and I told her she needs to stop falling down so much. Like, she's just constantly falling down. It stresses me out. Like, she's got this, like, cut on her leg that just doesn't stop bleeding because she's always on the ground. But she's just tenacious. You know, no matter who her matchup is, she's going to go after them. She's going to pick up full. She's going to do all the little things. And I think that's, like, something you really appreciate. She doesn't care how many points she scores. Like, she's out there to get deflections. She usually leads the team in deflections every single game. You know, she's going to get steals.
Is that really a fucking stat? Deflections? Is that really a stat now? Deflections? God. Man, they are. Let's just rename that stat. That's the Lexi Hall stat, right? Let's just rename that the Lexi Hall stat. Deflections. Lexi Hall stat. Deflections. Stop falling on the floor, Lexi Hall. You have a cut that won't stop cutting because you keep falling on the floor and you don't have a good enough Band-Aid on your knee to stop it from bleeding. Stop falling on the floor.
Guard their best player. She's going to rebound the ball. Like, she does so many things that, you know, sometimes show up in the box score and sometimes they don't, but, you know, she's always making an impact and she's always in our best lineups. You know, she's just a very selfless teammate. And then she's fun. Like, the way she's been shooting the ball is also, you know, very helpful to us as well. She spaces the floor really well. So it's been fun to kind of see her find her groove as these few games have kind of gone on.
Yeah, you mentioned having a sports side. You mentioned it organically, like it was just part of being an athlete. What made you be, I guess, that open about it and kind of treat it as it's not a big thing, but just a part of other things I do with people?
Yeah, it's definitely just part of what I do. I mean, I think it's a great thing. I think any high-performing athlete would tell you, you know, you wouldn't be able to perform at that level without it. And if a high-performing athlete doesn't have one, well, I mean, that's pretty impressive. So I think it's just a good outlet for you. Like, at the same time, like, you know, you have the human side to balance, and then you have the performance side, and, you know, you're trying to deal with both, and at times it can be a lot. So I think it's maybe the most important thing that I have as part of, like, my team and the people that I work with. is like obviously, you know, my body and the performance and like I want to be great, but I can't do that if my mind's not right. So I feel like that's probably the most important thing, and I probably learned that over the course of the years. Is like you don't always just have to power through. Like it's okay to like be disappointed or be upset or be stressed or you know doubt something or you know, and at the same time you don't want to get too positive and you know too high on yourself. You know, you want to try to continue to stay right in the middle. So helps you learn about yourself, a lot about yourself, how to become a better leader, be a good teammate, and remain confident in everything that you do.
But you do have an opportunity to talk about positive things, right?
Absolutely, that's the best part. You know, I mean, I always talk about a lot of the positives too. Like it's not negative, and a lot of time maybe it is a lot more positive of like things you notice you are doing really well or things that you know are helping the team. And it's great to recognize those too. So it's like a fine balance. And I think that's the great part about it is like you celebrate all the great things you're doing, and you know like even like for example when I played the Mystics, like I was super proud of myself. Those first 3 quarters were such a mental battle, but like having the mental resolve to be able to battle through in the fourth and really figure it out and kind of get hot, like you know, proud of that. And you know, that can be one of the toughest things as a competitor. Is like when things aren't going your way, how do you continue to fight? How do you continue to battle? And you know, you got to celebrate those things as well.
All right, man. That was Lexi Hull. What does Royale mean? Royale coming? Battle Royale. You don't know what a Battle Royale is? It's like a fight. It's like so they're gonna have a fist fight. That's what I expect that game to be, as a fist fight. They play on Thursday. The Fever-Valkyries play on Thursday. Their last game was like a fist fight, and they're gonna have like a fist fight again. And so it's like a battle royale, like wrestling. I always attach it like wrestling. I should have just called it the Royal Rumble or something. Yeah. So I think y'all gonna have to tell Ben Dalen his live on Wednesday. What's it? Wednesday or Thursday? On Thursday, because tomorrow night I'll be live for the Mystics and Storm Part 2, and I think y'all need to tell Ben he needs to have a running tally for deflections and falls, because we're now going to refer to 12 falls and 10 deflections as a double-double. I think you got to do it. You got to have Ben, keep track of that stat for a double-double. I think that would be a good idea. So anyhow, folks, man, I appreciate everyone jumping on board tonight. I appreciate y'all jumping on for the second time this evening. Smaller group for this second go around, but hey, I appreciate everyone who came on board both, and we will see you tomorrow night at 10 o'clock for the Mystics and Seattle Storm live, so be sure to jump on board. Definitely appreciate that. Y'all have a good night tonight, man. This is Indiana Fever Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.